Hi everyone, it's Sarah Fancy, and this is an add-on extra video that is connected to the Chromotherapy Spooky 2 video that I just did, the webinar, which is on this channel. I'll put a link to it. That was about, I don't know, a 45 to an hour length video explaining chromotherapy, which is color therapy, color healing, and how to use it with the Spooky 2 devices like the Generator X Pro and the XM generator through remote or contact, and then also how to do it without spooky using sunlight, using colored glass, and imprinting water. And also, they call it tonating. When you tonate, you're exposing the skin to specific colors for specific conditions. So this all was from the information from Dinshah, okay, who is no longer with us, but used to teach chromotherapy, and he called it spectrochrome. Okay, so anyway, that's all in the other video where I go into it a lot more than what I'm going to talk about today here. But there were some things I missed out that I wanted to address. So one of the things is like, say like you're in a situation where you don't have your access to Spooky 2, and you don't have access to the color gels or any way of using chromotherapy to help you with a condition, okay, you can use visualization. All right. So that doesn't cost you anything and it's effective. And I know that because I did it myself. And any time before I do a webinar, I do a lot of research and I try out experiments. And what I did before I did the chromotherapy webinar was I tried visualizing the colors and on specific areas of the body that I was having an issue with. So, for example, I was waking up with really stiff neck and it's quite painful. And instead of, going to spooky or taking a paracetamol, which I don't typically do, I tried visualizing the color for anti-inflammation, which is in Dishnah's book, which is called Let There Be Light. It's by Darius Dinshah. I'm going to put the title down in the description. It's an excellent book. I learned everything from there. I just taught myself about the colors and how to apply them and the conditions that they work for, right? I learned all of that from his book, and it's not a big book. It's it's excellent, and I highly recommend it. And yeah, so I had this stiff neck, right? So what I did was I just created this imaginary collar around my neck, and so this is where your creativity comes in. And I just saturated blue into that area on my neck. And blue is calming. It's associated to the parasympathetic nervous system. And I felt a relief, And then I also, when it, or I also did something slightly different was when it was really painful, I amplified it in a way that I used blue bullets like going into my neck or like studs and then just exploding the color blue inside my neck. So infusing that whole area sort of aggressively. And I found that to be quite effective actually. And then another time I used it was I was on vacation. I went back to England and I had this day that I had planned for months, where all my old friends and family members and everything were going to meet on the beach. And the night before I got ill, I felt terrible. I had a fever. I went to bed with the chills and a fever, and I was shivering. And my sister said, "You're not going to be able to go tomorrow." And I'm like, I have to. I have to, because I don't go there very often, and I really was looking forward to it. So when I was in the bed, and it's, when you're ill, it's not like you can kind of think cognitively and, well, I should do this, I should do that. But I just found it easy to bring that color in for relief. And so the color I used, I think I used blue for that too. Green and blue is good for fever. Okay. So green is the balancing color. It's the median color. It's in the middle, like on the rainbow, it's the middle color. So that's about balancing the body, the energies in the body. And yeah, and then blue. And I just saturated myself in those colors, and in the morning I was much better. Like I did go to the event, which I'm really happy I could. I mean, I didn't feel brilliant, but I wasn't worse, and I could function, whereas the night before, like, all I wanted to do was get under the covers in bed, and like, ugh. But after 3 days I felt like it was gone. So, and that's pretty much all I did. I did take a codeine or something like that the day of the event. Um, so that's a couple of examples. Oh yeah, and then another one I want to tell you about, if you're itchy, if you have itchy dermatitis, so it's like if you have eczema and you just want to scratch like so bad, like, again, blue, I think it's blue. Let's see, localized scratch dermatitis. Yeah, blue to the specific area, and then green and magenta. So magenta is opposite green, and it's also a balancing color, and it's pertains to the emotional body. All right, whereas green is more physical, magenta is emotional, and you just do that systemically. So if you're imagining it, right, you just bring those colors in one at a time to your entire body, and one way that you can do it, I mean, I'm just thinking this off the top of my head, is that you can imagine that color magenta coming through the top of your head, like the crown, going through your entire body, and then expanding like a tube of light of magenta, until your whole body is saturated in that color, and then it extends out to your auric field. And just do that and see what happens. And so, yeah, I'm talking about, if you're itchy and you just can't help and you just want to scratch, because, like psoriasis and things like that, it's just horrible. Um, and I found too that I did get some immediate relief, and then later it completely subsided. So that's all free. That doesn't cost anything. Like I said, like, if you're interested in this stuff, like, get the book. And then the book, I don't know, I think I paid $12 for the book, right? And then you can do this in an emergency, or you can help other people when there's no other resources. You have that. If you have a little bit of knowledge about the colors and what they do, and I did go into that more in the chromotherapy videos, so check that out. And also in the book, it explains it all. And the reason why I'm so passionate about chromotherapy, color healing, first of all, it's been around forever. It's not a new modality. It's been around, I don't know, forever and ever. I mean, we have the rainbow, right? When the rainbow comes out, it's like, but those colors are always the same order. And you can't really get more natural than colors, right? They're everything that we see. Everything is colorful unless we live in a really gray, dismal environment. But you know, color is everywhere, and it has an effect upon us, and it can heal us, and that's the exciting thing that I want to let you know if you didn't already know that. Now, if you go online and you look it up, they're gonna say Dinshah was a quack and he was a con man, and they, you know, put him in prison, right? If you read about that man, he was incredible, and he was from India, and he fought back when they tried to shut him down. He was teaching other medical professionals how to use spectrochrome in their practices, and they were getting results, like incredible results. And so what always happens is, you know, when you get results and it's not profitable or you can't patent it or whatever, and close them down. And also when it doesn't involve drugs or surgery, right? That's, you know, that's not okay. But I'm all about taking sovereignty of your own health. That's why I like Spooky too, because you can administer frequencies to support your own health and well-being and that of your family, your friends, and your animals. And once you have the devices, it doesn't cost that much. Your initial cost of the devices, and then the software is free. And then there's 60,000 programs in the database, and everything is in there, even vitamins and things like that, right? So yeah, I'm all about that. And I just recently came across chromotherapy, and I talk about that in the other video, but I just want to let everyone know that this is something that you can do. You can try. Why not try it? And everybody knows the color blue. Everybody knows the color green. Okay, unless you're colorblind. I don't know how that would work if you're colorblind, but pretty much you know what the colors are. Yellow, because we see them all the time. And you know, if you feel like you can't um, do it in your imagination, then just imagine going in a cornfield, which is all yellow, and just saturating yourself in yellow for a specific condition. And like I said, in the Let There Be Light, it has a whole list of conditions and what colors you would use in there. So that's it. I just wanted to let you know that. And thanks for watching. And let me know if you have success or if you've done it already. I know a lot of people use color visualization anyway, but they might not be using it to support them in healing certain conditions. I know that it's used for emotional, you know, uplifting and things like that. And people use it for chakra balancing and things like this. But what I'm talking about is everything like tissue, blood, cells, everything in the physical, not just pertaining to the chakras, even though the chakras do rule all of that stuff. But you know, you can localize certain areas like the liver or the kidneys or, you know, or burns or rashes and things like that. Okay. Thank you for listening, and please leave your comments in the comments, and that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.